Alright, dolls, I have my comfy robe on. I have a wheat pack on my back because I have a bad back now. 2025 has done wonders for my body, not. And I have a nice warm cup of tea. So Minnie and I are ready to talk all things pride. I'm gonna answer all of your LGBT questions. So on TikTok, it is my sort of content on there to do my makeup and yap about being gay. I mean, I talk about fashion and being a celiac as well on there. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to bring that to YouTube and do like more of a longer chit chat together. Because on TikTok, if you don't follow me on there, I post those sort of videos once or twice a day. And it is very snappy, very quick, and this is gonna be more of like a chilled out vibe. Like we're just two besties that are getting ready together yapping about how I'm gay. I will link all of the makeup items that I use down below along with this robe. And I'm gonna use labels throughout this video as like lesbian, gay, bi, straight. If you don't like labels, don't feel like they have to apply to you. I just use them for the sake of when I'm talking, it really helps to differentiate who I'm talking about, but please don't feel like you have to use a label. I just use lesbian because that's what feels good for me. The girl I'm currently dating, she doesn't use labels at all. If you ask her like what she identifies as, she says her name. Like, so, you know what I mean? So don't feel pressured at all. It's just for the sake of me explaining things. It's easier if I have these sort of labels. We're gonna start off with one that is quite like, you know, it's pretty deep to start with, but we'll just get right into it because I don't like small talk. And the question that I got was, did you struggle realizing you were gay and did you fight against? So looking back on my life now that like I'm out as a lesbian, I have always liked girls. Some people in my life find that hard to believe because I was in the closet for so long, but literally my earliest memory about like having a crush on anyone was when I was in preschool and I had a crush on my best friend at the time and also Shigo from Kim Possible. So yeah, I've definitely always liked girls, but I just grew up in a society like the rest of us where as much as like being gay is accepted, we still very much live a society where being straight is the norm. I definitely struggled for so long worrying about if people would accept me, what life would be like, and just like how my life would change. Would my friends and family still like me? All that sort of stuff. And now knowing what I know, I definitely wish that I came out sooner. I don't know that I like this sparkle color that I've gone with. I should have gone with like a gold. It's literally like a weight has been lifted off me. My anxiety is nowhere near as bad as it used to be and I am just so much more confident. Like it's crazy how much of a change it really caused in my life in so many aspects that I just did not expect. I'm so much more confident and I really think it's because I'm not hiding my true self. I'm not constantly seeking for validation because I'm hiding my true self and I just feel good. Like I'm so glad that I came out. So it definitely was a struggle. I was really, really scared and I did hide my true self for a long time, but I wish that I hadn't. Just spent like so long yapping about one question. Let's get into another one. I've got two questions here that I think are pretty similar to each other and I are like on topic. So they are, how did you deal with people who weren't supportive? Did you cut them off immediately? And did you have any friends that were supportive to your faith but not behind your back? Yes to both. So when I came out, what I found is that people weren't necessarily homophobic in the sense of like, yuck, you're gay, get away from me, like never talk to me again. No, no one was like that. However, it was a lot of little microaggressions from people, which I'm sure anyone that's gay watching this will 100% know what I mean. But I had these two friends, we were like in a little trio, really good friends, whatever, and when I came out, they were very supportive, but I did notice that the friendship had shifted. And I remember this one day in particular, we were all sitting on my balcony together and I literally felt like a zoo animal being grilled by them because they were asking me like, you know, what's your type? How have you always known? They had a lot of questions, which is fine. They were my friends, I'd just come out. But the questions then shifted. When I said what my type was, I said that I like girls with tats, which not really as much anymore, but back then that was my type. And one of the girls I remember had this tiny tattoo, like literally this big on her ankle. Oh, you can't see my ankle. She fully like covered it and got all weird and was like, really? You're into girls with tats? And I was like, yeah, I'm talking about sleeves, doll. I'm not talking about that little one. It sounded like Shrek then, Jesus. But no, she fully got weirded out by it and was essentially like implying that I was into her. And they just kept making jokes just like, well, don't come for me. Like, I'm not into you, rah, rah, rah. One of them even said like, oh, remember that I've got a boyfriend. And I was just like, I don't know, I just felt like a zoo animal. So anyway, with those friends, I confronted them about it. I said like, hey, this made me really upset, la, la, la. And they told me it was a joke. So after that, I didn't see them again. A lot of people in my life told me that was dramatic and that was really silly and they were just getting used to it. They didn't know how to be around gay people yet and I was, it's 2020, like what do you mean, oh 2021, whatever year it was, what do you mean that you don't know how to be around gay people? Those girlies I cut off. I also had an auntie I'd always known was incredibly homophobic. In Australia we had to vote if we wanted to legalize gay marriage a few years ago. This auntie voted no and then was horrified that she wasn't invited to her gay cousin's wedding. Like You literally didn't want them to get married. What do you mean? So yeah, she wasn't okay with me being gay, obviously. She never said anything, to her credit, but I just never saw her again. Not by my choice, like she just didn't want anything to do with me after that. Oh, and that was the other question. Did I have friends that were supportive to my face, but not behind my back? Those friends, I don't know for sure, but I think that they would have been talking crap behind my back, because those little things they were saying to my face hadn't come from nowhere, you know, and for the two of them to be talking like that to me, they'd been talking about it behind my back. I'm not silly. I'm not as silly as people think. Oh, these are good ones. Okay, so, oh God, did you ever feel really left out around your straight friends even after coming out? And then have you ever felt left out when your straight friends are only talking about guys? I would say that yes, I have felt left out around my straight friends, especially when I first came out, because I just couldn't relate to them. And I was like, oh my God, I'm never gonna date a man. This is awful. I'm the only gay one here. Like, that's so awful. I am so alone. In reality, that was just my own insecurities. No one in the group cared. Well, not that no one in the group cared, but you know what I mean? No one was there like, you're the only gay one. No, of course not. It was just my own insecurities of having only just come out. Nowadays, I am still the only gay one in my friendship group. I'm friends with all straight women, and I never feel any sort of way at all. And in saying about like, do I ever feel left out when my friends are talking about like dating straight men? I never do. I never have an issue with that at all. I just related, especially my dating life, y'all. It used to be so bad. I just like yap about my own life with girls, and yeah, no, I never feel any sort of way about it at all. Did you think you were bi before lesbian? This is a very good question. Honestly, it's almost like a rite of passage for not a rite of passage, that's not the right thing to say. It's very common for lesbians to first say that they're bi, and I did exactly that. Well, let me give you some real tea. So, when I first came out, I actually wasn't ready. I was dating someone at the time. They were very pushy. I understand from their point of view. They were dating someone in the closet. They probably didn't want to feel like a secret and like they were being hidden. And I get that. I really do. I personally would not date someone in the closet right now. However, they knew what they were signing up for, so I was pushed to come out before I was ready. And honestly, I probably needed another couple of months just to really like, you know, sort my mind out, sort out where I was at before I was ready to. But alas, I was pushed to. And then I was also pushed to label myself as a lesbian when I wasn't sure. Like, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I think I knew, like I always knew I only liked women, but when you've grown up in a world, I mean, we all grew up in the same world, but you know what I mean? Like when you've grown up being told your whole life that like, you are dating men, you're gonna marry a man, la la la. It is a big deal to then come out and say you're a lesbian. So I wanted to say I was bi, but was pretty much told that that wasn't an option. So I had to label myself as a lesbian. But if I'd had it my way, I would have just called myself bi for a while before eventually saying lesbian. And this is why I'm never firm on labels, because all of my friends are straight. So often like friends or friends of friends, when they find out I'm gay, they wanna come up to me and talk about it, which is totally fine. But they'll say like, hey, I think I like girls, but I don't think I'm a lesbian. And I don't know if I'm bi. And I'm like, we really don't need a label. Like, you do not need to feel the pressure to label yourself. And I'll always be firm on that because of the pressure that I felt to label myself. I love this question. I'm not gay, but what is the best way to be supportive if a friend comes out? How lovely. I think that if you're asking this question, you are already going to be a supportive friend, because non-supportive people would not even think to ask. Do you know what I mean? So there is no right or wrong. Well, there's wrong things to say, of course. You could be like, yeah, you're not gay. Like, that's obviously wrong. But there's no right thing to say, honestly. When I came out, I didn't even know what I wanted my friends to say, just to be like, yeah, cool. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like as long as you are being nice and supportive, if someone came out to me, well, it happens all the time. It really happens. This is something they don't tell you about being openly gay and posting about it online all the time. People come up to me all the time and tell me that they're gay, and I'm like, cool. And they're like, no, no one knows. I'm like, oh my God, okay, that's amazing. So people come out to me a lot, which is great. That's not me dissing it at all. But I am always just like, that is so amazing. I support you so much. I'm so happy that you feel comfortable being your real self. As long as you're just nice, kind, and supportive, that's all anyone wants. It's just it's scary. I think for straight people, they don't realize how scary it is, especially if you're a lovely straight person. If you're watching this, you would be. If you're someone that's straight, that has no dramas with people being gay, it probably doesn't make sense why we're so scared. But it's because not everyone's like y'all. There are some straight people out there that are really disgusting and homophobic, and sometimes they hide it well, so it can be scary. Yeah, as long as you're lovely and supportive, you'll be fine. All right, we're now gonna get dressed while I answer the last question, which I think is very important to talk about because it is from, well, I almost just read out the username. Jesus Christ, no, I'm not outing someone, bloody hell. Here it is. I'm so incredibly scared to come out. Tips on how to tell people because it feels impossible. Woo! I have been there. We're just gonna shift the camera so I can get dressed. Coming out can be incredibly scary. Trust me, I have been there. Well, every gay person's been there. Well, not every gay person. Not everyone has to come out. But you know what I mean. Most of us have been there. We've been in your shoes. We know how scary it can be. My advice would be to start by coming out to someone that you love and trust and know will give you a good reaction, which can definitely be really difficult to decide who that person is. But the reason I say this is because that way, after you've come out to that one person, they can be with you when you come out to others and you feel like you have that support and that you're not alone. So like for me, I first came out to my mum. My mum is my best friend. She was floored, like so shocked that she didn't really know what to say, but it was incredibly supportive. And then from there, because I'd come out to my mum, I knew she had my back, I was able to then come out to everyone else because I knew that like my mum was in my corner. Do you know what I mean? Also, if you have any gay friends, that would be an ideal person to come out to first because they've done it before most likely, or they know how difficult it can be and how scary it can be. If they'll be in your corner, they've got your back. Like whenever I've had friends come out, they come out to me first because they know that like I'm gonna support them, all is gonna be well, and then from there they come out to everyone else. I don't know if I need to tuck this in or not. It is so scary, like there's no point in me saying like, no, you'll be fine. I don't know that you'll be fine, which probably not the advice you want to hear, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is how, y'all are my friends and this is how I am with my friends. I'm not gonna lie and like tell them stuff to make them feel better when it's not necessarily the truth. It can be scary, it can be hard, and sometimes you do lose friends and family members, but the reward is so much better. There is no, like, I just feel so incredibly free being out. Like I didn't realize how much it was affecting me in my day-to-day life. I didn't realize how much it was affecting my confidence, and I wish I'd come out sooner. And it also helps you to find out who your real friends are and who's really gonna stick around with you versus who's just there because you suit the like lifestyle that they want, you know? Oh, tucking in was 100% the vibe. Which, don't get me wrong, I completely understand that like that sucks, especially if friends do leave because you're gay, but those are not nice people, and that's someone that would have left anyway if something happened. Like someone that's gonna leave you like your side over being gay, they're gonna leave your side over something else. Do you know what I mean? So it's very scary, but I think coming out to someone that you know you can trust first will definitely make the process a lot easier. So thank you guys so much for getting ready with me today and chatting about being gay. I loved doing this style of content where we just like get ready and yap together. Oh, I'll show you my final fit. You can't even see it properly. This is the final fit. So I'm wearing my thrifted $2.50 jumper from the previous video, my really cute Shopsider heart jeans, and then my white little Nike, Nikes, I don't know why I got weird, and then the pearl earrings that the gal I'm seeing gave me. This is that completed look of the day.